Hey guys, how's it going? It's X666X Iron Maiden. Today we are here with some Evile, Hell Unleashed. Alright guys, so Evile, I think we did one song of theirs on the channel way back. But it's a band I've known since their first album because obviously at the time, if you guys are playing Rock Band, you know that Thrasher was one of those really, really hard songs to play on Rock Band. So it got a lot of attention for being a really hard song to do. And their album was actually solid when you listen to it for a first album. And I just happened to notice that they dropped a new track like 5 days ago from the day that I'm recording. So I really wanted to go and see where they're at now. I love seeing the progression of bands that I used to listen to, but that I may have fell off from. So I thought this would be a good one to check out. Plus, we haven't had much thrash metal on the channel in a long time, and as it used to be one of my favorite genres before it switched over to prog, it still has a special place in my heart. So I still have to check it out and see what's going on in the thrash world. Let's do it. Alright, so, oh man, that was a quick minute and a half. I felt like that just flew by. Could be because of the whole speed element of thrash metal, may have been the reason. So far, I do have to say, like, I would enjoy this live, but so far, I didn't feel like I had anything that really made me want to grab hold of this song yet. Mind you, I'm a minute and a half in, so obviously I know that this isn't the full song yet, but it's a reaction channel, and we pause to talk here and there. That's just how I felt so far. It's cool, but not anything special so far. Not something that I would come back to just based off the first minute and a half. But obviously with these guys, that could change. I do like his kit, though. It's great that when I rewound it, I put it back here, because I just I saw his kit and I saw his setup, and it looked like something that I would have played that style of setup back in the day. Not so much his style of playing as is, because when I got into drums, I was already into prog metal a little bit, so it would have been a little different than this. But overall, yeah, that's just my first look into the start of the song. So let's continue. okay, well, so I did like the change up. I did like the change up a lot there. It made a break in the song where it really switched it up, and it just gave it a whole different feeling. It did. I was worried they were going to keep that speed all the way throughout. And as much as I used to love that when I was younger, now that I've progressed in my journey of music since high school, I'm going to be 30 this year. I find that having that same thing all the way through, like I used to really love Slayer, and now I find I have such a hard time because a lot of songs just sped all the way through. So I only listen to them on occasion instead of as often as I used to. And that's unfortunately the feeling that I get sometimes now with when I go check out these thrash metal bands. And it's nothing to do with them. It's more just for my interests nowadays. But they are definitely killing it for that style. Like that straight up like speed metal, thrash metal, in your face like type of song. This definitely lives up to that, which is something that I know a lot of people still love. So it's always nice to see these groups, even because they're not that old. I don't even think they're 15 years as a band, so they're still relatively new enough. Like they're not. We have bands that have been around for since the 80s for thrash metal, so I still consider that new enough. But they're definitely they definitely have some experience at this point. And they still have like that sound that they started out with, which is nice because people who like that are going to stay with you guys. For those of you who really enjoy that sound and like that they're still doing it. All right. Hell is Unleashed. Oh, wait. Just want to make sure there's nothing that... Yeah, just dark screen after that and some other promotional videos. So, yeah. First of all, I'm going to point out that I do believe this album has dropped already at this point. Let me just double check here. At least I thought it did, so I could be wrong. So I don't want to be incorrect on that. I do believe you can get it. You can get it now. Oh, no, my bad. Comes out on April 30th. I must have been thinking of somebody else. There's so many albums coming out that it's getting confusing keeping track of where they're all coming out at. No, these guys still have that same feel that they had when they came out. Felt a little bit more tame here. Obviously, there was band member changes here as well, I do believe. I'm trying to remember what they all looked like on the last music video, but I truthfully, once I reacted to that last one, I never came back to it again, even though I remember kind of liking it. I do remember kind of liking that last one, so I'm surprised I never came back to it. But either way, it just wasn't for me anymore. Like when I come back to this, it just wasn't for me anymore. It just didn't. It doesn't hit the same way it used to, just because I've progressed in my interest in music, and I like a little bit more on the technicality side, unlike on the writing side, not just the whole speed and all that. Like I thought he had a really good solo thrown in there, but it's I don't want to say it's more simple because it makes it not sound as important as it is, because this type of music is still important. There's still people that love this stuff, and I don't want to come off as that, because that's not how I feel. It just comes off in that way is the best way I feel like I can explain it. Is it comes off a little bit more on the simpler side compared to someone like me who listens to a lot of prog all the time, where there's a lot of chord changes, different elements, there's orchestration, there's all this stuff going on, and that's just like the start of the picture of like prog, right? So I think it just comes down to that, and I don't know, it just doesn't hit like it used to, unfortunately. And not every video on my channel is me completely liking everything I do. I actually enjoy doing videos like this because I like showing you guys that I hate being that fake guy. I would never be that guy, and this is a prime example of that, where like I'm not going to pretend that I really enjoyed something that I didn't enjoy. And this is one of those rare cases, because it's been really rare on the channel. I think I could probably count, probably on both hands, I could probably count how many I didn't like, because I do like a fair amount of music. But unfortunately, this one would be one I would come back to and probably listen to. But they could, they might still come out with something else on the album that I would really enjoy. So I wouldn't count them out yet. This sounds like a single, and it's short. So they could come out with some crazier songs on that album as well. That I just want to point that out as well. That it might not be the last time we try to check them out, because I do had appreciation for this band, because I used to really like them. So just in that different time in my life, so that's cool. But anyway, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Either way, if you did, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to see whenever I drop new videos, and as always, you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you later.